and welcome all students. Students, we'll continue with the chapter number 9, that is Changing Life Part 1. In the previous one, students, we had seen about urbanization, about the rural areas. We have seen about the different villages and the speciality of the villages. We have seen about the change in economic life. Now students, we'll see about the rural development.
Rural development usually relates to the method of enhancing the quality of life and financial well-being of an individual. Today, rural development still remains the core of the overall development of the country. More than two-thirds of country's people are dependent on agriculture for their livelihood, and one-third of rural India is still below the poverty line. Therefore, it is important for the government to be productive and provide enough facility to upgrade their standard of living. There are three major challenges with reference to the rural development, namely bringing about economic development, developing facilities to meet social needs, and finally bringing about a change of attitude in matters concerning society, culture, and ways of thinking. Now, it is equally important to expedite irrigation projects and bring about land reforms.
स्टूडेंट्स, अगर हम 1961 की बात करें तो 82% जो इंडियन पॉपुलेशन थे वो विलेजेस में रहते थे, लेकिन 10 साल के बाद इन 1971 after a decade the percentage was 80.1%. So we can say that more than 3/4 of the population of India, they reside and they live in the villages. And this rural areas, ये जो विलेजेस है, ये जो रूरल एरियाज़ हैं, वो हमें रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ये है जैसे कि हमें फूड ग्रेन प्रोवाइड करें, रॉ मटेरियल प्रोवाइड करें फैक्ट्रीज़ के लिए, फूड ग्रेन्स फॉर द पीपल, और यहाँ तक कि लेबर्स भी प्रोवाइड करते हैं इन द इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर्स. और दे आर ऑल्सो द वन हु इज़ टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज. We need to take a lot of we need to look at the rural development because it is also very much important, because 3/4 of the population of India, they live in the villages. So here we have three major challenges that needed to be done for the rural development, that is bringing about the economic development in the rural areas. If the cities are been doing progress, that is not enough, but even simultaneously the villages should also do development, because most of our population of India, they live in villages. So if the villages are progressing, automatically we can say that there is development in India and progress of India. Along with that, we should also meet to the social needs of the people who are living in the villages. जो फैसिलिटीज़ है वो हमें विलेजेस में प्रोवाइड करनी चाहिए. एंड वी शुड ऑल्सो चेंज अवर एटीट्यूड रिगार्डिंग सम मैटर्स रिलेटेड टू सोसाइटी, जैसे उनके कल्चर्स है, उनकी वे ऑफ थिंकिंग है, ये सब भी हमें ध्यान में रखना चाहिए. उनका जो कल्चर जो इतने सालों से वो लोग प्रिजर्व करके रखे हैं, उनको भी हमें एनहांस करना चाहिए और उनको इतनी फैसिलिटीज़ प्रोवाइड हो ताकि वो अपने कल्चर को आगे बढ़ा सकें. जो India is a country of rich heritage and tradition, so this culture should be provided and also to be protected and conserved and preserved. Now, as we know that most of the people in the villages, they are doing agriculture, so proper irrigation facilities should be provided, better seeds and everything should, other things regarding, like we are nowadays the soil testing is being done in the laboratories, so it should be done to all the farmers, and the loan facilities, irrigation projects should also be brought about in the villages, and land reforms project also should be carried out. So with this student, if the villages will prosper, automatically there will be progress in India. Now we see the next part, that is social needs and facilities.
It is necessary to give importance to facilities for public hygiene and health care. Even today, the rural population faces problems of drinking water, toilets, open drainage, narrow roads, inadequate electrification, lack of facilities for medical treatment, lack of good quality educational facilities from primary to higher education, centers for recreation and libraries. The Collective Development Scheme had an important place in all the first four five-year plans of the Government of India. The state of Maharashtra registered remarkable achievements under this scheme. For example, Zilla Parishads were established in 1962. Nutritious Diet Scheme was launched in 1970-71. Rural Water Supply Scheme was started for sinking wells and providing piped water. By 1971, 1,677 small dams had also been built. Electricity is essential for the development of rural areas. Electricity is needed for automatic pumps which are needed to water the fields, to preserve perishable food items such as milk, eggs, fruits and vegetables, to run fertilizer projects, and for fans, TVs and lights. During the first five-year plan, electricity has been provided to 3,000 villages in India. By 1973, it reached 1,38,646 villages. From 1966, it was decided to supply more electricity for pumps and borewells. In 1969, Rural Electrification Cooperation was established. Rural electrification cooperative societies came into being in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Uttar Pradesh. A village industries planning committee was formed to help the development of industry in rural areas. 1,06,000 persons got employment under this scheme by 1972. The government of Maharashtra has also started residential high schools known as Vidya Niketan in Satara, Aurangabad, Nasik and Chikaldhara. Their purpose is to provide the best quality education to intelligent and meritorious village students living in unfavorable conditions. Agriculture universities were established in Rahori, Akola, Parbhani and Dapoli in Maharashtra. In recognition of the work done in the field of education, UNESCO awarded its International Prize for the Spread of Literacy to Maharashtra in 1972. In this way, overcoming the obstacles at the beginning of post-independence period, India began to develop and make progress. In the next chapter, we shall learn more about the developments in other fields.
Now students, when we are talking about the progress about the rural development, we should also know that what are the problems which are being faced by the rural people. The first important thing is the inadequate public hygiene and healthcare. Here the people are facing the problems related to the water, drinking water, toilet, open drainage, narrow roads and inadequate electrification, and also the lack of medical treatment. Due to this, there are more chances of the people of the villages falling sick, but since there is no proper treatment being given to them, or you can say the lack of facilities available for the medical treatment, here the people have to face many problems related to diseases. Not only the health issues but also the educational facilities are also not properly being provided, but the government is providing them more education facilities, like from primary level to the higher educations, the facilities are being provided to them. As I told you, due to the lack of inadequate electrification, the students are unable to study at night. The proper classrooms are not being available, and also libraries were not there, but the government is making more and more progress towards them and giving them special attention to the rural areas. Along with that, there is inadequate of water supply also. So for that, the government, or you can say the Zilla Parishad, have established the rural water supply schemes where wells and pipe waters are provided to the people in the villages. Dams are also being built so that proper irrigation facilities to be provided to the rural people. The rural people, they are getting lack of electrification, so the rural electrification project are also being started where the automatic pipes which are needed to water the fields, and also electricity is needed to preserve the perishable goods. Not only that, but also for fans, for TVs and light for studying at night. So the government is implanting many projects regarding the rural electrification. If we look at the census, by 1973 it has reached that 1,38,646 villages were being provided with electricity. And not only that, Rural Electrification Corporation was being established in the year 1969 so that the people in the villages do not have any electricity problem. The government is still striving hard so that the unstoppable electricity to be provided to the people in the villages so that they can carry out their different work. And Rural Electrification Cooperative Society came into the being in the state of Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh. The Village Industry Planning Committee was being formed in the rural areas for the development of the industries in rural areas. In 1972, 1,06,000 person उन लोगों को एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिली है अंडर द स्कीम ऑफ विलेज इंडस्ट्री प्लानिंग कमेटी. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र भी बहुत ही स्ट्राइव कर रहे हैं ताकि बेटर से बेटर एजुकेशन मिले लोगों को, बच्चों को मिले. रेसिडेंशियल हाई स्कूल्स जिसे हम विद्या निकेतन भी कहते हैं, ये शुरू की गई है. इट इज़ बीन स्टार्टेड इन द प्लेसेस लाइक सतारा, औरंगाबाद, नासिक, चिकलधरा. उनका जो मेन पर्पस ये है कि जो इंटेलिजेंट और मेरिशियस बच्चे हैं, जो बहुत ही होशियार बच्चे हैं, उनको बेस्ट क्वालिटी एजुकेशन मिले विदाउट एनी कंडीशन. कोठारी कमेटी भी रिकमेंडेशन के हिसाब से एग्रीकल्चरल यूनिवर्सिटी शुरू की गई है रहोड़ी, अकोला, प्रबंधी एंड दापोली महाराष्ट्र के अंदर. यूनेस्को ने इन द ईयर 1972 अवार्ड दिया है. इंटरनेशनल प्राइज वॉज बीन गिवन फॉर द स्प्रेडिंग ऑफ लिटरेसी इन महाराष्ट्र डिस्ट्रिक्ट. इसी तरह से बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जो सिटीज़ में होते हैं, बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जो विलेजेस में होते हैं, बट द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इज़ ट्राइंग टू ओवरकम ऑल दिस प्रॉब्लम्स. Now we have seen about some of the fields, some of the sectors. Now the rest of the development which India have made after the post-independence period, that we are going to study in the another chapter. So the development of the other fields shall be done the next time in the next video in the next chapter. So with this student, thank you.